What's going on, you bunch of heathens? We're back with another Brandon Herrera video. This time, we're checking out the greatest machine gun nobody talks about. And honestly, I'm already excited. I love the Lewis gun. Lewis gun, for World War II, the Lewis gun has a special place in my heart. Along with the, what's the fucking Russian one? The dinner plate, the DP-27, maybe? Whichever one that's called. The Russian one I have fond memories of because of Call of Duty Big Red 1, I think is what it was. You could get it in that one, I think, and that was just mwah, amazing. Loved it. Make sure you guys check out the original video. It's linked down below. So without further ado, let's jump in.
Few wars have changed the face of warfare quite like World War I. Less than 50 years after the end of the American Civil War, which was mainly fought with things like muskets.
Honestly, I thought this was going to be about World War II, but no, I forgot the Lewis gun came about in World War I, didn't it? I don't know why I thought, kind of like slipped my mind.
You had airplanes, chemical warfare, tanks, and of course, the introduction of
drive
the machine
tanks.
gun. And today we're going to be talking about one of the most influential machine guns that was introduced in World War I. The Lewis machine gun.
Has he ever done a video on the Maxim? Maxim could be pretty fucking cool to check out. And then also just like a pretty cool detailed history of the 50 cal of the Browning M2. The M2 would be pretty cool. So would the fuck. I don't remember exactly which videos he's done. The BAR would be cool. Which I want to say he's done. I'd be surprised if he hasn't. Trying to think, what is it? The 30 cal version of the and 1919 would be pretty cool too, if he hasn't already done it. God, that's sexy. It's so fucking cool. And do the rounds really hang out at the bottom like that? I didn't know that. Like, I honestly did not know that. That in the magazine, that they hung out, that they didn't have a bottom to it. Or maybe some did and his doesn't? I don't know. Hell yeah, buddy. Hell yeah. Big fucking round.
Oh, that is, with no exaggeration, probably the most pleasant light machine gun I have shot. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Lewis gun. Whether you know this from World War II, World War II video games, World War II Rule 34 fan fiction, The Mummy, Fallout, or...
Okay. Fallout, I knew about it before Fallout, but yes, it's your boy Brandy or whatever. He has a great video series y'all should check out on everything wrong with the weapons of like, his biggest ones are Fallout 4, but he's also done them on Cyberpunk, New Vegas, games like that. Like, he breaks down the guns on why they're fucking fucked up. Hold on. This just makes me curious. I can't show you guys this at all, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm looking up. Is there... No, there isn't. It's just some character. Nope. There is... Unfortunately, you guys, there is no Rule 34 of the Lewis gun.
Of course, Star Wars. The Lewis gun is
Star Wars, I think, is the very first place I saw it.
On pop culture. Don't know why I said that, like Tucker Carlson. The Lewis machine gun was designed in 1911, which is actually kind of fucking crazy. To think at time of recording that this gun is actually 114 years old. almost as old as the average American senator. It's pretty crazy. Saw
It is
early
pretty
production
crazy.
in like 1914, didn't really see widespread use in World War I until about halfway through the war. But regardless, it is still very synonymous with British infantry during World War I and II, which is kind of funny,
Really
because
is.
even though people think of the Lewis gun as much more of a British machine gun, they think of the Americans, more like the 1919, the Browning automatic rifle. They think Brits, they think of the Lewis. And even though it did see widespread use by the British Army, it was actually developed by an American. Again, Tucker Carlson. The designer of the Lewis.
Who was it? I always thought it was developed by the British. Like, I know it's a British gun, but it was developed by an American?
Gun, Isaac Newton Lewis, was actually born in Pennsylvania. There were a lot of Brits really mad about some of the comments I made in my Sten video a couple years ago. Oh, just you wait for this one. And to the Brits, if you're worried about another country trying to steal more of your heritage, maybe turn on the news. You've got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. That isn't what I was thinking of. While, yes, this is a big fucking issue for y'all, like, holy shit. I was thinking more along the lines of y'all are synonymous with stealing other people's fucking historical shit, so can't really say anything.
I interrupt this program with a knife. A knife, of course, I will use to find out what is in this month's Tac Pack. Tac Pack is a monthly subscription.
I just realized the gun walls has finally come together.
SBR Wars. That was pretty much the entire fucking NFA fight on the Big Beautiful Bill. I'm not still bitter. AR lower vice blocks. That is way heavier than I thought it would be. Mantis dry fire training systems. Reptilia pistol grips. Fucking hot dog. Fab defense bipods.
Awesome.
And
I like the
more.
hot dog.
Tac Pack has 2 tiers.
Hot dog is the best one out of all of them.
Tac Pack Plus is $139.95, but contains stuff worth about $240 to $300. In fact, I was told the October Tac Pack Plus will be worth over $300. And you can use the code AKGUY to get a free $60 tactical gift.
Good.
Brings you to a total value of over $350 just from using the code. So check them out in the links down in the description and in the pinned comment. Back to the video. So while a lot of the Lewis guns were produced in .303 British, as that was a very common caliber at the time for England, obviously with the Lee Enfields and such, this one right here is actually in .30-06, the American cartridge. A very popular round in the United States, not only for military use, but also for hunting. It's actually what the FBI used to kill Martin Luther King. I feel like I should be careful starting my car after this. The Lewis gun has 2 noticeable features. One is this giant cooling shroud here. It's got a radiator around the barrel, and it looks really fucking cool. The other is this pan magazine that sits on top here. It kind of rotates like so every round. It's actually open on the bottom. You probably saw that in some of the footage earlier.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that.
In both 47 and 97 round configurations. 97 is obviously it's a little thicker.
The big old women down in San Antonio.
You see those a lot more on like the aircraft versions of the Lewis gun, stuff like that, where they had the big anti-aircraft sight, because it does actually get in the way of the iron sights. This one, of course, being a YouTube compliant 29
anti-aircraft sights on World War II and World War I light machine guns or machine guns is just a fucking vibe. It just makes me think of like the Lewis gun, obviously. And another one that instantly comes to mind is the MG 34 and the 42. I always get those fuckers mixed up. Sue me. They really, I don't know why, anti-aircraft sights on them. Just always a vibe to me.
Round magazine. The US military actually developed the YouTube compliance 29 round magazines during World War II because they knew what YouTube's guidelines were going to be in 2025. Much like YouTube expects us to know. Anyway, to remove the magazine, we have this little spring here on
kind
the
of
middle,
a big thing
right
with
here.
YouTube, isn't it?
And a spring on the right side. You push in on that, and then the magazine just kind of comes off. This is where we see the markings here. This is a US Navy Lewis gun, 30 caliber, made in 1917. You can tell it's Navy not only because it's marked USN up here, but it also on the bottom left has the little insignia of an anchor.
That's cool.
Also by the fact that it likes plowing through men. Now, something you might notice about the Lewis Pan magazines is that there's actually no spring of any kind. So the reason for that, and the way they can get away with that, is that if you pop this open, see it's completely empty now that there's no rounds. This is just a little aluminum housing that just helps keep track, or keep the rounds on track rather. The way they're able to get away with that is if we see here.
Is it the feeding
entirely
system, I'm guessing?
mechanical. The gun is what's rotating this drum while it fires. So I'm gonna take the charging handle here and you can see
Oh.
this whole mechanism here is what is advancing
That's
rounds
fucking
into the
ingenious.
chamber and then rotating the magazine while it fires. Which I will say, is pretty fucking neat. You just line up
That is really
this little
fucking
tab
neat.
here with this little cutout in the magazine, plop it down on top,
Give it
pull
a
the charging
smack.
handle back. You see the pan rotate there, and you are hot and ready.
And
to
it's
fire.
open bolt.
We'll go ahead and go into the manual of arms a little bit. So to insert the magazine or put the magazine on top, you have a little peg here right around this the cylinder on top. That
Another thing that marks it as Navy.
It's cut away here in the magazine. We'll go ahead and align those two. Put the magazine on top. It's really just
You really got to give it a slap.
at the end of the day. It's like the Americans just looked at a Kodak projector and said, huh, I have an idea. Also, that joke doesn't really work because this came like 50 years before the Kodak carousel.
So the Kodak carousel looked at the Lewis gun. I was about to make a joke saying that's probably how it happened, but if this came before that, then that means that they looked at this and was like, hey, let's do that.
Which is really a crazy thought. This is, of course, an open bolt light machine gun, so the bolt stays to the rear.
A lot of things were open
So
bolt
ready to
back
fire,
then.
Where you pull the trigger, and then the bolt goes forward. Now you're killing.
Now you ain't.
I bet you're wondering where the safety is on this gun.
There isn't one.
Pussy. Got a folding rear sight here. So this is your rear sight aperture. Lines up your front sight at the end of the shroud here. Very, very comfortable gun to shoot, especially since it shoots 30-06. And part of the reason of that is the weight of the gun. It's a very, very hefty firearm. But it also has a very unique operating system, which we'll get to here in a sec. ADD brake. So just for a little bit
I
of
love my
funsies,
ADD
we're gonna be doing
brakes.
the patented White Claw penetration test. 3 in a line. They're charging over the trenches, but we have a Lewis gun. Surely this will end all wars.
I think it penetrated. What do you guys think?
Well, I think we have watered.
God. I have a video coming out this week on a certain subject, but I'm gonna say part of it here, so I don't know which day this video is coming out. But God damn, if I lived in his fucking district, that's my congressman right there.
Flanders Fields.
Love how he shot 3-round bursts on each one. Oh, that was 4.
Yeah. That'll do it. Multiple rounds of 30-06 versus White Claw. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, who would have?
It's gnarly. So now we're gonna take this fucker apart to show you exactly how it works. And I will
Awesome.
say Isaac Newton Lewis.
I will never. Oh, by the way, I don't think I mentioned it when he originally said his name. Isaac Newton Lewis. Great fucking name. Really great fucking name. I will never be able to own one of these, but thanks for breaking it down. It's kind of like those videos where it's like, this is how you start your Ferrari F40. It's like, damn. I always have trouble starting mine. Thanks for letting me know.
Was on some bullshit, because this thing is fucking whack. That is not the kind of guy that would need to get his start in gunsmithing and weapons technology at sdi.edu using the links in the description and in the pinned comment, because my God, this guy was getting his inspiration from fever dreams. So we got a little tab here at the bottom.
Hey man,
We're
if it
gonna go
works,
ahead
it
and
ain't
push that
stupid.
Forward, and the stock is gonna rotate off. There we go. So we got our stock out here. I'm gonna go ahead and take our fire control group off. It just slides on this little rail here in the bottom. Yeah, I'm gonna take
was
this
super
Hubba
smooth.
Bubba gum container off the bottom here. I'll talk about this later. And then we are able to take our bolt carrier our bolt and carrier out this way. Pull this to the rear. Get our charging handle, just pops out of that slot there. And now
God.
we have our slightly dirty.
The noise, I don't know why. I love it. It's like ASMR for me. Like it just scratches a piece of my brain. The sound of a gun being disassembled, it scratches an itch for me. So I remember when I remember SKS, I would take that bitch. I knew how to take that bitch apart and put it back together so fucking quick because I would do that all the time. Like, it's just so much fun. I love the noise it makes because they're because of how they're machined, and they just the noise is amazing.
This is in the gun. You know, there's a gas block that pushes gas from the barrel into the end of this piston, which actuates the firearm. What is fucking different? Actually, there's a couple of things that are fucking different. This here is our bolt. Nothing really crazy on that one. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. Our firing pin is fixed in the bolt carrier. I guess that's what you call this. That's kind of neat. That's a new one for me.
It's interesting.
You might also notice the serrations on the bottom of the bolt carrier. Anyway, the reason this has these gear-like serrations on the bottom is because of the way the recoil spring works. You might notice we didn't take a recoil spring out of the back of the gun, like, for example, an AK or an AR-15 or most fucking guns.
I was gonna say most guns.
Is that the spring assembly on the Lewis is in this little hubba bubba motherfucker right here. This is your recoil spring. The teeth actually engage on this to wind the spring up and build tension. So when the trigger's pulled, it's released, slams back forward. If you showed me this design and I had no knowledge of the Lewis gun beforehand,
that's cool.
You said, oh, this is gonna be great and it's gonna work, I would say you're fucking crazy. But I'll be damned. This is one of the more bizarre.
It works. Apparently it works and it works well.
It's kind of wild that I don't think this has ever really been used again after that. But it is so fucking cool to see people, especially in this weird like steampunk, you know, World War I era. Everybody's still figuring out the machine gun, the submachine gun. It's cool to see weird shit like this because there wasn't an accepted way to do stuff. You had some nerdy motherfucker from Pennsylvania cook this shit up in a basement and was like, hell yeah, let's build millions of these. Anyway, putting this back in, I'm just gonna go ahead and roll that up there. It's a little hinge slot. Put our bolt and carrier back. Stick that in here, like so. This is a little dirty. She probably...
I'm so glad he says that just like me. To be fair, let me double check. I think he's like the same age as me. No, he's not. Well, yes, but no. He's 4 years older than me. That's actually kind of a surprise. I thought he was way older than me. Or maybe not way older. I mean, yeah, I assume he's older than me, but no, he's not that much older than me. That's kind of cool.
Is, you know, overdue for a date with the ultrasonic.
Aren't most people's guns?
Fits in like so. I'm gonna go ahead and put the charging handle back in that slot there. Take our fire control unit.
Slide that.
Oh, so now before
nice.
we release this, we need to make sure that this is pulled all the way to the side so that the cam groove can appropriately fit. And we are good to go. We take our stock, put it back in that slot, rotate it back on.
Satisfying.
Drum magazine here. Back on top.
See,
and we are back good and ready.
It's one of those things where it's kind of like when you hand a guy a drill, you have to fucking it twice. On a Lewis gun, when you put the fucking mag on, you gotta slap that bitch. Does absolutely nothing a lot of the time, but it's just one of the things that you gotta do.
Ready to kill Jerry's. If you thought this thing is at least half as cool as I did, and you want to see more historical machine guns and stuff like that, first of all, go ahead and subscribe. You'll probably like it around
Already
here.
am.
Second of all, let me know down in the comments what you'd like to see. I thoroughly enjoyed making this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I appreciate
Honestly, it is historical. It's not super... It's not old by any... Well, is, but isn't by any stretch of the imagination, but considering the fact that I think it's still... Pretty sure it's still being used. I would love a breakdown on an M240. On a Bravo, more specifically. I don't know why. I love the M240B. I don't know what it is. Something about that fucking LMG just... That was Brandon Herrera, the greatest machine gun nobody talks about. And fuck me, is it sexy. Make sure you guys watch the original video. It's linked down below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.